Hi, I'm James. I work at Carnegie House on Wyndham Street in Bridgend. Now each week over the summer I'm bringing you a different bite-sized workshop to help you get more creative. Last week we looked at making films and be a YouTube superstar. This week we're looking at how to make an animation in Be More Animated. So what is animation? Well, animation, quite simply, is a series of pictures or images shown quickly, one after the other, which fools the human eye and the brain into thinking that the picture is moving. You'll have seen lots of animations, although you might not have realised it. If you've ever watched a Disney film like Frozen, you'll have seen computer-generated animation, a bit like me right now. If you've watched Wallace and Gromit or Timmy Time, you'll have seen stop-motion animation, or sometimes it's called claymation because the characters are made out of modelling clay or plasticine. If you've ever seen The Lion King, or maybe Tom and Jerry, you'll have seen a traditional hand-drawn animation. Though in The Lion King, the scene where the wildebeest come over the hill is actually computer-generated, so The Lion King is a mixture of two types of animation. So now we know what animation is, let's get on and have a go at making our own animation. For this first make, you don't need a camera. All you need is some paper or a notebook, a bulldog clip, a pen, and some scissors. So the first thing we need to do is to divide our piece of paper into 8 equal pieces. Now, if you've got a small notebook, then you don't need to do this because your notebook will be fastened together and be the right size already. The easiest way for us to divide up our paper, though, is to fold it in half and then fold it in half again. Make sure those creases are really tight, so really press down on them. Then fold it back out again one way and fold it in half the other way. So you create 8 equal sizes. Once you've divided up your paper, you need to cut the squares out. Ask an adult to help you with this. Once you've got your squares cut out, you need to line them up and make sure that they're all roughly the same size. It doesn't matter if they're not exactly equal, but they need to be roughly the same size with one straight edge that you're going to be able to flip down. Now we've got our book made, we need to start animating. Now I'm just going to do a really simple animation for this, and it's best to start off simply. I'm going to use a ball, so I just draw a simple circle on the first piece of paper. Then lay the second piece of paper over and you'll be able to see the first drawing through your second piece of paper. You then draw your second picture, with my second ball in this case, in a slightly different position. And you carry on just layering up the pages like this. And you'll be able to see the one below, so again you draw it in a slightly different position. Now, my ball is going to bounce on the bottom of the piece of paper. And so you'll see with this next one, I draw the circle slightly squished. And again, the next one slightly more squished. And when this is animated together, it'll look like the ball is squashing out and bouncing from the bottom of the page. So that's my drawings done. Now, I line up my pieces of paper and attach the bulldog clip to the end. If you've got a notebook, again, you don't need to do that. And then we simply flip through the pages. And you've created your very first animation. Well done. Now you've tried it with something simple, why not try it with something a little more complex? Maybe a person waving. And so, on a very basic level, that's how many of your favourite animated films are made. An animator, which is a person who creates animations, will draw a picture and will photograph it, and put lots of these photographs together, which will create an animated film. So let's have a go at making a different type of animation. This is called stop-motion animation. It's the sort of thing that you'll see used to make Wallace and Gromit or Timmy Time or the Pontypines on In the Night Garden. So what you'll need, some plasticine, or blue tack works just as well, a camera, or a tablet or a phone with a camera. You don't need both. If you're using a tablet or a phone, then download an app like Animate It on Apple or Stop Motion Studio on Android. So, we take some plasticine, and you can buy plasticine or modelling clay, it's sometimes called, from lots of different shops on the high street. You need to select the colour that you want to work with. I'm going to use orange for this. And then you want to really work it, so play with it, squish it in your fingers, make it really soft and pliable. Just means that it's easier then when you want to model with it in a moment. So, for my animation, I'm just going to make a sausage shape, because I'm going to keep it really simple for this first one that I do. So I'm just rolling it out with my hand into a sausage shape. And then I'm going to start animating. Now I'll show you how it looks when it's finished in a moment. But this is me going through animating it. So you'll see I move it a little bit and a bit more, and then take a shot, and then I'll move it again and take another shot. And I'm using Animate It, the app on the Apple Store for this, but lots of other apps do the same job. And the really useful thing when you're using an app is that it will show you the last frame that you took, the last picture that you took, and the one that you're going to take now, so you can try and get them really similar, because you only want to move it a tiny bit in between each frame. If you don't have a tablet or a phone that you want to download the app onto, then you can use a camera and just take a picture of each still frame, and then you can edit them together in a video editing program on your computer later. So how did my finished animation look? Well, let's take a peek, shall we? Now I just did this quite quickly, and you can see it's a bit jerky. If you want to make it smoother, then you just make smaller moves in between each shot that you take. You don't have to use plasticine. You can use some toys from around your house. Or why not experiment with some other items from around the house? I've used some cutlery here. But always ask first. That's it for this week's workshop. Why not have a go at creating some of your own animations and send them to us? We would love to see them. If you're enjoying the videos, then leave us a comment. I'll be back next week with another bite-sized workshop called Be Whoever You Want to Be. We'll be playing with masks and creating characters. It'll be a lot of fun. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.